Hello, I'm Ollie and this is CriminOlly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, is Nat Cassidy the new king of horror? Here's my review of When the Wolf Comes Home. So I'm going to nail my colours to the mast right at the start of this video and say that I think Nat Cassidy is the best horror writer to have emerged in the last 5 years. Now, having said that, I discovered when I was researching this video that he actually wrote a book more than 5 years ago. So I consider him to have come onto the horror scene in 2022 with the publication of his novel Mary. So I reviewed Mary on the channel. I think it is absolutely fantastic. A great horror novel and also a really interesting examination of the menopause. But it turns out Nat Cassidy wrote a book before then that I hadn't heard of. So it's a novelisation of a podcast called Steal the Stars. So I'm a huge fan of novelisations as well as being a big fan of Nat Cassidy. So I definitely need to track down a copy of this one and give it a read. So since Mary, he's written another novel called Nestlings, which I haven't read yet. Now, criminally, both Nestlings and Mary are still unavailable in the UK. So my copy of Mary I had to import from the US. I'm going to have to do the same with Nestlings so that I can read that. After that, he wrote a novella called Rest Stop, which is available in the UK and which I have reviewed on the channel. Absolutely fantastic again. A really pacey and gripping thriller, but with some really great horror elements to it as well. And his latest book, which comes out next week, is When the Wolf Comes Home. And this is just phenomenally good. It's a really, really gripping, really cinematic horror novel. And when I say cinematic, I mean both that it is very visual. There is some great action set pieces in here, some great visuals, and just fantastic imagination as well. Some of the stuff Nat Cassidy comes up with in this book is just brilliant, and you really can see it kind of leap off the page as you read the book. So it's also cinematic though, in the sense that it would just make a fantastic film. And in particular, I think it would make a fantastic Steven Spielberg film. So this is a book that has everything you want from a summer blockbuster. It's really gripping, really exciting. It's got great action. It's got a lot of humour, and it's also got real heart. And when I say that, I don't mean the kind of cheesy, hallmarky summer blockbuster kind of heart stuff you sometimes get in movies. I mean, this is a book with genuine emotion in it that really makes you think about what it is to be human and human relationships, and in particular like family relationships. There's a load of stuff in this book in particular about like father-child relationships, and it's really, really well done. And Nat Cassidy also includes a wonderful afterword where he talks about his own dad and his influence on his life and his writing. So I should probably actually pause and tell you what the book is about. And I'm not going to go too far at all. I certainly won't spoil it. But the hook at the beginning of this book is just fantastic. So it's about a young woman in Los Angeles, an out-of-work actress who works in a restaurant. She meets a young boy who appears to have run away from home. And just after they meet, a monster attacks the apartment complex that the woman lives in, and she and the boy have to go on the run. And the rest of the book is this relentless chase as they try and get away from the monster. And as they do, the woman learns more and more about the boy and about the monster. And it's just brilliantly done. The thing that impressed me most about this book is just when you think you've settled into the groove of it, just when you think you know what is going on, you've settled into kind of the relentless pace, and you're just waiting for another action set piece or something like that. Nat Cassidy throws in a twist. The first of these twists made my jaw drop open. It completely changes your understanding of what is going on, and it's just beautifully done. And he does it in a way that is just, it sends shivers down my spine, because you get this gradual sense that something that you're not quite getting things. Something starts happening. You're like, what's going on? This doesn't feel like it should be happening. Have I missed something? And then very quickly you realise that actually what's happening is that your whole understanding of the book has just flipped on its head. It's really, really brilliantly done. So as I say, it's got that action, it's got humour, it's got emotion, it's got absolutely everything. I think this would make a phenomenal summer blockbuster, and in particular a phenomenal Spielberg blockbuster. And Nat Cassidy is clearly a fan of Spielberg. Spielberg's movies, two in particular, get referenced in this book. But he's got that same sort of just drive and fun. He wants you to have a good time with this book. He gets you in the feels. There's definitely emotion in here. And he also is very good at writing horror. So there are some like graphic set pieces in here which are really grisly. There is some very, very creepy stuff. But more than that, the book is about the nature of fear. It talks a lot about that kind of primal fear and what primal fear means to us as humans. But also the flip side of that, the importance of human relationships to us as individuals. So yeah, it's just got everything. It's fantastically enjoyable. I could not put it down. It took me about a day and a half to read it, and it's getting on for 300 pages long, but the print in this edition is absolutely tiny. So yeah, it's got a lot of words in it, but those words fly by. So as you can probably tell, I'm a big fan of this book and I recommend it wholeheartedly. If you're a fan of fast-paced horror that's got a bit of thought behind it as well, I really do think you'll love this book. Do let me know in the comments if you've read other stuff by Nat Cassidy, especially if you've read Steal the Stars. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're reading good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.